1998. He is acclaimed for his thematic and traditional concerts, including exclusive focus on Ragam Tanam Pallavi and also socially conscious themes like ahimsa and veganism. Sri Mohan has conducted lectures and workshops in India and abroad. He is a prolific writer on Carnatic music, contributing to leading journals like Shanmukha, and is also maintaining a highly regarded blog. Trained under the legendary late Sri T.R. Subramaniam and later under Sangeeta Kalanidhi Sanjay Subramanian, Sri Mohan hails from a rich musical lineage, which includes his mother Srimati Saraswati Santhanam, herself a disciple of Sangeeta Kalanidhi Mudikonda and Venkatramayar, and maternal aunt Ananta Lakshmi, who was the first direct disciple of Kotishwarayar. Sri Mohan has been recognized with accolades such as the Karthik Award of Excellence, Yuvakala Bharati, and the Agirala Veeraraghava Sharma Award. He has also received scholarships from India's Ministry of Culture. Sri Mohan continues to inspire audiences with his vibrant renditions and deep-rooted classical style, while also contributing significantly to the pedagogy and scholarship of Carnatic music. Please join me in welcoming Sri Mohan Santhanam for today's session. Sri Nagarajan, who's going to give the support today, has had extensive training over the past 2 decades with leading Laya Vidwans from Kerala. He has an MA in social work and is engaged with Nalanda Way, an organization involved in promoting arts for children and adolescents. Sri Nagaraj has accompanied several stalwarts like Parasala Ponnamma, Padma Bhushan Sangeeta Kalanidhi T.V. Shankar Narayanan, Padma Bhushan Sangeeta Kalanidhi Dr. T.N. Seshagopalan, Sri Ram Parasuram, and several others. He is an All India Radio B high-grade artist and has won several awards from sabhas and organizations in Mumbai, Kerala, and Chennai. Please join me in welcoming Sri Nagaraj, and we look forward to the lecture. Thank you.
எல்லாருக்கும் நமஸ்காரம். Guruguha Vihitam Madhavam. This phrase appears in the Kriti Balakrishnam Bhavayami in the Raga Gopika Vasantam, and the reason I chose this was Guruguha Vihitam, somebody who Guruguha understands Madhavam. Although the word Madhavam is not linked to this particular sentence, but when Jaysri asked me for a suitable title, first I thought Balakrishnam Bhavayami would be a good title, but that seemed, okay, very, okay, so what? Dikshitar is composed on every pantheon, every god in the entire pantheon. So this is something I thought was apt for this evening. Madhavam as understood by Guruguha. So, personally for me, there is a connect with Krishna right from childhood. His exploits, thanks especially to that brilliant comic book creation, Amarchitra Katha, where we grew up reading about Krishna, Sudama, Rukmini, and all of that, Shishupala. And then we graduated to reading books where Rajaji, at the end of Ramayana, he says, after the Rama Avatara is over, the Lord appeared again with greater Saulabhya as Govinda. These are the very words he uses. Yes, and then of course when we grew up, Gokulashtami, especially the kolam itself is different. The puja is performed in the evening, not in the morning, like our Vinayaka Chaturthi or so many other pujas that we perform in the morning. Vellasida, Upasida, of course, is so Gokulashtami is a festival, and the way my mother used to draw the Krishna Padam, and we still do that in households, it's a very different kind of a festival, and we used to recite the Govinda Ashtakam. And Krishna's exploits, of course, is it's known to everyone, and his dramatic kidnapping of Rukmini just before she gets married to Shishupala is, would put any modern love story to shame. And his friendship with Sudama is something which, I don't know, when he welcomes Sudama and when Sudama goes back, I mean, all of us know that, but there is that special connect, that personal connect that I have with Krishna, that I wanted to use this opportunity in Veenavaadhini to explore more on what Dikshitar has composed on Krishna specifically. So he is considered, so Dikshitar of course considered the Lord as his Guru, and like Adi Shankara, he was Dikshitar is an Advaitin, but despite that, he has given us a range of compositions on a range of gods. So which means that he has given us ways to approach the God that we identify with the best. And these are excellent vehicles for us to contemplate upon him and then eventually reach him. There are 24 kritis on Krishna, excluding the Notiswarams. And then there are both generic and Kshetra kritis also. The first kriti that I will take up is Sri Krishnam Bhajare Re Manasa in the raga Rupavati. Now, Rupavati, okay, so Dikshitar followed the Venkatamaki school of the Melakarta system. So, which means that the Melakarta raga, barring your usual Todi, Kalyani and Kamboji, are not Sampurnam. So, Rupavati again is one of the Melakarta ragas. It's the 12th Melakarta raga, and it is not Sampurnam in Dikshitar, whereas in Tyagaraja it is, Tyagaraja followed the Sampurna style of Melakarta ragas. So the Arohanam and the Avarohanam of Rupavati in Dikshitar style goes like this. Sa re ma pa sa ni sa sa ni da ni pa ma ga sa. So actually the Arohanam and the Avarohanam are very different. If we view them in isolation, they would almost appear to be different ragas. But through this short kriti, Dikshitar has given us Rupavati as he conceived it in a capsule, and is truly beautiful. The other thing, one very interesting observation that Dr. Raghavan makes in his writings on Dikshitar is that Dikshitar ensured that there was no confusion in the nomenclature of ragas for his kritis. So which means that Sri Krishnam Bhajare Re Manasa Sri Rupavati Gopastri Jaram. So he ensured even, so this is there prevalent in all his Melakarta Kritis, especially the ones which have just the Pallavi and the Samashti Charanam alone, so that posterity is not confused by what the name of the raga of this particular Kriti could be. Unfortunately, we have that confusion in many of Tyagaraja's Kritis. So, Jnanamo Sagarada, which people sing in Purvi Kalyani, is also rendered in Shadvida Margini, and ancient texts say that it is Shadvida Margini. There is the same Rupavati, name or a Bettite is a Rupavati Kriti of Tyagaraja, and people sing it in Todi. Nidasanu is sung in Hamir Kalyani and Kalyani, and there are many other examples. So Dikshitar, very, very intelligent. He knew that, things might get lost, so no confusion with as far as his ragams are concerned. So we'll just look at, I'll present Sri Krishnam Bhajare Re Manasa. The interesting thing about this Kriti is that it has a separate, the Chittaswaram is a separate section, and to me Dikshitar also makes sure that, this ragam, it's a separate section by itself, and it gives another beautiful picture of the ragam. Shri Krishna Bhajare, Shri Krishna Bhajare, Re Manasa Shri Krishna Bhajare, Re Manasa Shri Rupavati Gopastri Jaram, Shri Krishna Bhajare, Re Manasa Shri Rupavati Gopastri Jaram, Shri Krishna Bhajare. Chakra Nivarita Bhaskara Prakasham, Chakra Nivarita Bhaskara Prakasham, Chakra Nivarita Bhaskara Prakasham, Chakra Nivarita Bhaskara Prakasham, Chandrasekhara Guruguha Vishwasam, Chandrasekhara Guruguha Vishwasam, Akrura Vandita Padam Arjuna Premaspadam, Akrura Vandita Padam Arjuna Premaspadam, Nakrahata Danti Varado Natasukasana Kanarado, Akrura Vandita Padam Arjuna Premaspadam, Nakrahata Danti Varado Natasukasana Kanarado, Reza Reza Nidani Pasasa Pama Magasa Reba Pani Pama Reba Papa Ni Baba Magasa Nidani Paresa Sare Magasa Reba Pani Dani Pasa Sare Magasa Sani Dani Pama Magasa Gasani Dani Pama Magasa, Shri Krishna Bhajare, Re Manasa Shri Rupavati Gopastri Jaram, Shri Krishna Bhajare. The next Kriti is Balakrishnam Bhavayami in the raga Gopika Vasantam. Again, it's not a very well-known raga. This seems to be a bit of an amalgamation of Naga Gandhari and Saramati, and is a janya of Natabhairavi, although it has its own swarupa according to the definition that is given for the ragam. Saram sari gama pada ni dasa, sari gama pada pani sa, sorry, sari gama pada pani sa, Sani da pa magare magasa. So that magasa gives a bit of a Saramati-ish effect, but it's not Saramati. There is a Panisa prayogam as well. Balakrishno bhavayami, Balakrishno bhavayami, Balakrishno bhavayami, Balakrishno bhavayami, Balaramanujam Vasudevajam, Balakrishno bhavayami, Balaramanujam Vasudevajam, Balakrishno bhavayami. Neelameghagaatro stuti patro, Neelameghagaatro stuti patro, Neelameghagaatro stuti patro, Nityananda kando mukundo, Neelameghagaatro stuti patro, Nityananda kando mukundo, Balakrishno bhavayami, Balaramanujam Vasudevajam, Balakrishno Kamalalochano karma mochano, Kamalalochano karma mochano, Kapata gopika vasanto, Kamalalochano karma mochano, Kapata gopika vasanto, Mata Amararchita Sharano, Amararchita Sharano Bhavatarano, Amararchita Sharano Bhavatarano, Arjuna Saradhyo Karunanidhim, Mamata Rahitam Guruguha Vihitam, Mamata Rahitam Guruguha Vihitam, Madhavam Satyabham Madhavam, Mamata Rahitam Guruguha Vihitam, Madhavam Satyabham Madhavam, Kamalesham Gokula Pravesham, Kamsabhaljanam Bhaktaraljanam, Mamata Rahitam Guruguha Vihitam, Madhavam Satyabham Madhavam, Kamalesham Gokula Pravesham, Kamsabhaljano Bhaktaraljanam, Balakrishno bhavayami, Balaramanujam Vasudevajam, Balakrishno bhavayami. again here you can see he's woven the raga name Gopika Vasantam very skillfully into the Sahityam so that there is no confusion. The next kriti is Vasudevam Upasmahe in the raga Malava Panchamam. It's an interesting kriti. So this is a Janya of Maya Malava Gaula, and rather surprisingly it takes a foreign note which is the Pratimadhimam, something like the modern Gauli Pantu. Why I say modern Gauli Pantu is because I'll be dealing with Gauli Pantu a little later in this presentation. So Malava Panchamam is Sarigama Panisa Sanidapa Magarisa. So fairly straightforward, but the Pama Pani. So those are the phrases that occur at certain intervals in this kriti. One interesting Sahityam highlight that I wanted to point out is he says in the Charanam Kanakangam Adi Sesham Kapata Dasha Kritivesham. Kanakangam Adi Sesham. So he says he is the golden hued Adi Sesha. So Krishna is, or Vishnu is not different from the divine serpent that he reclines on. Vasudevam Upasmahe is in the raga Malava Pancham set to Rupa Gatalam. Vasudevam Upasmahe Vasudevam Upasmahe Vasudevatmajam Harim Vasudevam Upasmahe Vasudevatmajam Harim Vasudevam Upasmahe Vasudevatmajam Harim Vasudevam Upasmahe Vasudevatmajam Harim Harim Vasavadi Devajala Vandita Vaikuntha Padam Vasavadi Devajala Vandita Vaikuntha Padam Dasajananam Abhishtadayakam Bhojapadam Dasajananam Abhishtadayakam Bhojapadam Vasudevam Upasmahe Vasudevatmajam Harim Harim Kanakangam Adisesham Kanakangam Adisesham Kapata Dashakriti Vesham Kanakangam Adisesham Kapata Dashakriti Vesham Ananta Veda Ghosham Ananta Veda Ghosham Avagata Raga Dvesham Ananta Veda Ghosham Avagata Raga Dvesham Ghana Kaustubhamani Bhusham Ghana Kaustubhamani Bhusham Gambhira Mridubhasham Ghana Kaustubhamani Bhusham Gambhira Mridubhasham Manaja Sanadi Posham Vara Guruguha Santosham Ghana Kaustubhamani Bhusham Gambhira Mridubhasham Vanaja Sanadi Bhosham Vara Guruguha Santosham Vasudevam Upasmage Vasudevatmancham Harium Harium Malava Panchamam, why did he choose this particular raga, and what is the purpose of the Pratimadhima? Does it really add flavor to the ragam is subject to debate. Probably, I think he wanted to try this out. He wanted to give this raga to us also. And my thought is that we have not connected with it enough. So we probably do not understand the significance yet as to why the Pratimadhima has been incorporated into the raga and why Dikshitar chose this particular kriti for this composition on Krishna. I really like the when I saw it in the Sangit Sampradaya Pradarshini, I was like blown away with this line. So the next kriti is a slightly rare one in Neelambari. We've already listened to Neelambari in Rajani's lecture on. That's a very different Neelambari, and this is a different Neelambari. And see, Krishna is blue-hued, so the raga name itself seems to be very apt for this kriti. And Kamaniya Kandharam is a phrase that is an attribute of the gods that occurs quite often in our Carnatic music kritis, especially in Dikshitar kritis. I mean, so people who know Hindi would know that Kandharam, of course, in Sanskrit it means the neck. He has a lovely shapely neck, but Kandha means shoulder as well. So, Kandhe se Kandha milake kaam karna. What my interpretation of this is, he in addition to having a beautiful neck, he has beautiful shoulders for us to lean on, shoulders for us to cry on. So in Tyagaraja's kriti, Vaddane Varu Lero. So that's what he says. So what that means is, Vadda is Vandam in Telugu. So once T.R.S. sir told me, I said, what does this mean? Vandam. It's okay. It's all right, you know. So he has Kamaniya Kandharam. His shoulders are that beautiful for us to go and, you know, just sort of let out steam, rant, you know, give away all our sorrows. So that's my interpretation of the Kamaniya Kandharam. Neelangam Harim is in Khanda Ekatalam. Khanda Ekatalam, again, out of the Trimurtis, only Dikshitar seems to have used this particular talam. There are many kritis. He seems to have been particularly fond of this talam as well. Neelangam Harim Nityam Smarami Neelangam Harim Nityam Smarami Neelangam Harim Nityam Smarami Neelangam Harim Nityam Smarami. Ranojam Nirupama Padambojam Nilamba Ranojam Nirupama Padambojam Nilakantha Pinchamaulim Dasalim Nilangam Harim Nityam Smarami Sagaru Kamaniya Kandharu Mara Jaya Sundaru Madhavam Jaya Sundara Madhavan Gadharo Sarasa Karo Varo Sarasa Suguna Karo Shri Rukmini Varam Shringara Shekharam Viram Guruguha Pacharam Navanita Choram Gopastrijaram Dhirataram Viram Guruguha Pacharam Navanita Choram Gopastrijaram Dhirataram Nilangam Harim Nityam Smarami Nilangam Harim Nityam Smarami Smarami The next kriti, of course, needs absolutely no introduction. It's one of the most popular kritis of Dikshitar. And so there is this debate about what this ragam actually is. We all know it as Dvijavanti. So ragams with the same name in Dikshitar kritis are, and with ragam, the same ragam in Tyagarajar, has been handled differently. So Rajni was mentioning about Veera Vasantam, and even in fact I was talking to Jaysri, Salaga Bhairavi is also handled differently by Dikshitar vis-a-vis Tyagaraja, and Isha Manohari, and there are other examples as well. Rupavati that we saw is quite different from the way Tyagaraja has handled it because it's of the Sampurnam. But this one, there are two kritis and very popular kritis at that, and both of them are contradictory as far as the raga structure is concerned. So Dvijavanti, Chetashri. Dvijavanti is Akhilandeshwari as well. Chetashri Dvijavanti is called a Chayalaka ragam. So it has, what is a Chayalaka ragam? It has ragas that have shades of two or more multiple ragams. So examples of Chayalaka ragam is a very, very good example is Ghanta. So Ghanta is actually an amalgamation of Dhanyashi and Bhairavi, and we see that very clearly in the Kamalamba Navavarna Kriti of Dikshitar. But Dvijavanti, so I guess Chetashri would have come through a different school and Akhilandeshwari would have come through a different school, because Chetashri is an amalgamation of, it has shades predominantly of Yadukula Kamboji, then followed by Sahana, and then with a little bit of Sadharana Gandharam and coming into it in some measure. So I was discussing this with Guruji TRS one day, and TRS wouldn't sing Chetashri. He was very pro Akhilandeshwari. He says, enna raganne puriyala, edukku nammalukku appadinu. But my mother learnt it when she was the music college student in the early 50s. Then as I learnt it, the lyrics are absolutely beautiful. And when you are growing up, no, how can this be? So, Putanadi. So the Madhyama Kalam in the Anupallavi. Putanadi Samharam Purushottamavataram Sitala Hridaya Viharam. So all this is Yadukala Kamboji. Shri Rukmini Dharam is also Yadukala Kamboji. So I said, why don't we Putanadi Samharam Purushottamavataram Abdin Padina ennan thonithu. Then great masters have sung it like this, and the lyrics are so beautiful, it is established. Why go and disturb it with, Dvijavantiizing it a little more? And what is it that we are trying to prove? It is a Chayalaka ragam. It is an amalgamation of Yadukala Kamboji and Sahana. Let's stick with it, because let's enjoy the lyrics, because that's what ultimately Dikshitar wanted to convey. And this is about the Bala Leelas of Krishna. So we'll stick to the Chayalaka ragam, and then if we want to really sing Dvijavanti, let's go and sing Akhilandeshwari was my conclusion. So I'll quickly present Chetashri. Chetashri Balakrishnam Bhajare Shri Balakrishnam Bhajare Chintitartha Pradacharana Vindam Mugundam Chetam Shri Balakrishnam Bhajare Nutana Niradaya Sadrisha Sharirananda Kishoram सन धरं कंबु कंधरं गिरिधरं पूतनादि संहारं पुरुषोत्तमावतारं शीतल हृदय विहारं श्री रुक्मिणी धारं चेत श्री बालकृष्णं भज रे नवनीत गंध वाह वदनं मृदु कदनं नलिन पत्र नयनं वट पत्र शयनं नव चौपकय दासिगौ आत श्री सुमभासगौ नतीन्द्रादि लोकवालकौ मृगमदतिलयकं नवतुलसीवनमालौ नारदादि मुनिजालं कुवलयादि परिपालं गुरुगुहनुत गोपालो नव तुलसीवनमालो नारदादि मुनिजालं कुवलयादि परिपालो गुरुगुहनुत गोपालो जय श्री बाल कृष्णं भज रे चिन्तितार्थ प्रद चरण चेत श्री बाल कृष्णं भज रे This is a particularly favorite kriti. So again, we have the Tyagaraja versus Dikshitar in this. So the Gauli Pantu, Sarre Ma Pani Sa Sanida Mayamalavaгаlam, Sarre Ma Pani Sa Janya of Mayamalavaga Ragam. Sarre ma pa ni sa sa ni da pa ma pa da ma ga re sa. In fact, tarunam yidam is the way we learnt it. It was only later that we came to know, in sitting in Delhi, that it was tarunau yiduma. But here, the Suddhamadhyama usage, as taught to my mother by Mudigundan Venkatramayar, is very, very predominant. And this was one of his very favorite kritis. That's what I've been told. This kriti was a regular in our post after the evening puja of Gokulashtami is over, and it was a home ritual that we would all sing this kriti particularly. Set to Mishra Chaputalam. Krishna Nanda Mukunda Murare. Krishna Nanda Mukunda Murare. Kripa Puru Keshava Shaure Hare. Krishna Nanda Mukunda Murare. Kripa Kuru Keshava Shaure Hare. Krishna Trishna Rahita Gopi Jana Vallabha. Krishna Rahita Gopi Jana Vallabha. Krishna Rahita Gopi Jana Vallabha. Trivikrama Narayana Vasudeva Govinda Padmanabha. Trivikrama Narayana Vasudeva Govinda Padmanabha. Krishna Nanda Mukunda Murare. Kripa Puru Keshava Shaure Hare. Krishna Yadava Vamsha Payonidhi Chandra. Yadava Vamsha Payonidhi Chandra. Yamalarjunadi Bhanjano Pedra. Madhava Madhava Mayamava Vinadaya Vidhindra. Madhava Mayamava Vinadaya Vidhindra. Maya Tita Karuna Sandra. तीत करुणा सांद्र वेदनुत गौरी पांत रंगादि गुरुगुह मोद मुरली नाद भेद विनोद पंकज पाद मम प्रसीद श्रीधर वेदनोत गौरी पांत रंगादि गुरुगुह मोद मुरली नाद भेद विनोद पंकज पाद मम प्रसीद श्रीधर कृष्णानंद मुकुंद मुरारे कृपा कुरु केशव शौर्य हरे कृष्ण Vedanuta Gauri Panta Rangadi Guruguha Moda Murali. So the Gauri Panta is the I forget the word. Marai Muhama, the Raga Pera Puguturgar. And the Madhyamakala Sahityam in the Anupalavi, Trivikrama Narayana Vasudeva Govinda Padmanabha. I personally find Trishna Rahita Gopi Jana Vallabha Trivikrama Narayana Vasudeva Govinda Padmanabha. So the way Sanskrit is such a musical language, and people who can sing and who are able to listen and appreciate the nuances are really, really very blessed. So I'll change tracks before the last kriti of the day. So this is an aspect of Dikshitar that is everyone knows, but somehow it doesn't get enough attention in concerts, I feel. So we know that I think he's composed 24 Notuswarams. I forget the exact number. 39. Okay. 39 Notuswarams. And one of the Notuswarams is actually Santatam Pahimam is based on the British national anthem, God Save the Queen. Most of us know that. This one is, I found this very interesting. I asked Rajni to suggest a couple of Notuswarams, and one of the ones which she suggested was this. So, Pankaja Mukha Shankara Hita Sankatahara. So, Sankatahara, remover of obstacles, is something that we, almost always associate with Vinayaka or Lord Ganapati. But my interpretation is that Dikshitar was such an Advaitin that he saw the same God in everyone, apart from focusing on what that particular God he was composing on, his attributes he described in various kritis of his. So this Sankatahara in reference to Krishna, I found it really resonated with me. Venkatagiri Vasa, and then he describes a few attributes of Krishna. So let's look at this Notuswaram. It's an interesting Notuswaram. This is in Rupakatalam. Pankaja Mukha Shankara Hita Sankatahara Venkatagirivasa Pankaja Mukha Shankara Hita Sankatahara Venkatagirivasa Narayana Nanda Govinda Damodara Nanda Samrakshaka Shrita Pankaja Mukha Shankara Hita Sankatahara Venkatagirivasa Narayana Nanda Govinda Damodara Nanda Samrakshaka Shrita Vatsalya Padam Puruha Guruguha Hita Pahi Mam Dina Bandhu Pankaja Mukha Shankara Hita Sankatahara Venkatagirivasa Narayana Nanda Govinda Damodara Nanda Samrakshaka Shrita Vatsalya Padam Puruha Guruguha Hita Pahi Mam Dina Bandho Pahi Mam Dina Bandho Pahi Mam Dina Bandho. Just to provide some diversion, but a lot of thought. It's not just that he just composed Notiswarams. A lot of thought seems to have gone into his Notiswaram, so probably this requires some more attention. Before I move on to the last kriti, I just wanted to share a few thoughts. So Bala Gopala in Bhairavi, of course, it's one of the most popular kritis. It often finds itself as the main piece in in concerts. A lot of people have sung it, and the Anupallavi Neela Nirada Sharira Dhiratara is a very oft taken up line for Neraval. All of us know that. And one interesting the Charanam in Bala Gopala is the literally a synopsis of Krishna's life. He starts off with his Bala Leela, where he destroyed Chanura and then Chakatasura, and then in the Madhyama Kalam he destroys Drona, Karna, Duryodhanadihara, Draupadi, Mana Rakshakara. The entire Krishna's life history is encapsulated in this very, very beautiful kriti. So this the vainikas. So this is one, Bala Gopala is one very rare instance of Dikshitar referring to himself. So Tyagaraja, there is a lot of he spoke to Rama as his personal God. He laid bare his soul. He shared his trials and tribulations with him. We don't find that in Dikshitar. Dikshitar is more, his approach to music, his approach to composition was much more, let's say he was almost a jnani by the time he started composing. So one of them, this is a rare reference, that Vainika Gayaka Guruguha. We'll just take up that. Drona Karna Duryodhana Dihara Draupadi Mana Samrakshana Kara Drona Karna Duryodhana Dihara Draupadi Mana Samrakshana Karavainika Gayaka Guruguha Nuta Puravairi Vinuda Gopi Gamanohara Vainika Gayaka Guruguha Nuta Puravairi Vinuda Gopi Gamanohara Bala Gopala Pala Yashoma Two other personal references that I want to point out, although they are not in kritis on Krishna. So the other one is, I think musicians will know it. This comes in Veena Pustakadharini in the Madhyama Kalam. Nirantaram bhakta jihvagravasam nikhila prapalcha sankocha vikasam naradamana viloka shokapakam Naraharighara Guruguha Pujita Vigraham Veena. So, Naradamana Viloka Shokapaham Naraharihara Guruguha Pujita Vigraham. So, I will avoid the company of people who are not honest, who are not morally upright. So, another personal reference is very rare. And the third personal reference is when he calls himself Pandita Tara in the kriti Sri Parvati in Bauli. Unfortunately, so I'm not able to demonstrate this. But to my knowledge, these are the three personal references. And the interesting thing is, he calls himself Pandita Tara and he calls himself Vainika Gayaka. So which means that he was pretty proud, and he knew, proud is not the correct word. He knew that, what he was capable of and what he had contributed and was contributing at that point in time. A very interesting parallel is, even though Tyagaraja has many of his songs contain lamentations to Rama, I'm this, I've been a sinner, and those kind of things. There is one kriti of Tyagaraja, Chintistunnade, in the raga Mukhari, where Chintistunnade, Yamaraju. So Yama is worried because he is not able to claim any victim. Why is Yama not able to claim any victim? Because all the people in Kali Yuga have taken to singing songs of Tyagaraja. That is the import of Chintistunnade. Very, very interesting, very different kind of a kriti that Tyagaraja has created. So here, Dikshitar, of course, doesn't blatantly, say anything. It's all, implied, and, there can be multiple interpretations, as Rajni had pointed out in her very riveting presentation on Tyagaraja Vibhakti Kritis. So it's all, so the more you delve deeper and deeper and deeper into, Dikshitar's Kritis, you will get more and more and more interpretations, and it is up to us how we want to, change ourselves or, interpret them and lead our lives thereafter. I will just briefly refer to the magnum opus, one of the magnificent kritis, Sri Rajagopala in Saveri and Sri Vidya Rajagopala. The reason why I want to just mention it is that it's very interesting to see how the shrine of Mannargudi is connected with Sri Vidya, and how Sri Vidya is, connected to Krishna. And that actually is a separate subject by itself, which probably, Veenavaadhini could take it up by themselves. And then there are two kritis where, he has woven how, he's given us very beautifully how the Sri Vidya is, integrated with the Rajagopala Swami in Mannargudi. I just wanted to ensure that I mention that. I'll come to the last kriti of the day. Again, it's a very popular kriti, but in all these, this happens to be I think it's one of the best kritis. Best kritis of Dikshitar is actually, doesn't have any meaning, because each one is a masterpiece by itself. But this one, why it resonates so much is, first of all, he says, Gokulambudi Soma Govinda Nata Bhauma Shri Ku Ranjita So Kuranji and the Ragata Puguturgar, Shri Kuranjita Kama, Shrita Satyabhama, Kokanada Pada Soma, Guruguha Hiteshama, Shri Kara Tapahoma, Shri Jayanti Nama. So he composed kritis on various occasions, all the festivals. So on Vinayaka Chaturthi we have Bhadra Padamasa Chaturma, Bhadra Pada Chaturthyam Bhavara Brahmanadi Pujitam. So the Vinayaka Chaturthi, Siddhi Vinayakam in Chamaram or Shanmugapriya as we know it is composed for Vinayaka Chaturthi. Then Sri Varalakshmi, which everyone knows, is composed specifically for Varalakshmi Nomba. Then Shukravara, the references to Shukravaram and all is very, very, very beautifully portrayed in that kriti. So and here he has given this magnificent kriti to be sung on Gokulashtami. And here, why Kurunji? Why not Shankarabharanam or Todi, one of the grander ragams? Kurunji is just one very, very small. In fact, it's a Madhyama, it's a Madhyanta ragam, it's a Nishadantya ragam. So it's a ragam that is only up to the Dhaivatam. The ni sa ne sa re ga ma pa da, and it doesn't take notes further than the Dhaivatam. So it is a provision for us to sing in Madhyama Shruti. So another interesting example is Navaroj. And Navaroj is sa ne da pa pa da ni sa re ga ma pa pa ma ga re sa ne da pa. That is Navaroj. And Kurinji is da ni sa re ga ma pa da pa ma ga re sa ne da. I don't know if Dhaivatam comes in Kurinji, but it is to Dhaivatam, whereas Navaroj is from Panchamam to Panchamam. And Dikshitar has given us two involved, absolutely magnificent masterpieces, Hastivadanaya, and the way he has interwoven the name Navaroj in the Madhyamakala Sahityam. And here he has given us Sri Venugopala in Kurinji. I will conclude my presentation with this. I learnt Kurinji, this Sri Venugopala, very, very long time ago, but I didn't have the chance to sing it. So this being 250th birth anniversary of Dikshitar, and Prakatya Rana Bhima Palitarjuna Bhima Paka Ripu Nutanama, and he ends with Bhakta Yoga Kshema. It's one of the most evocative lines as far as I am concerned, and in the entire body work of Dikshitar. And the way the music is also set for those last two, set for the Madhyama Kalam lines is really, really beautiful. Shri Venu Gopala Shri Rukmini Lola Shri Venu Gopala Shri Rukmini Lola Devanayaka Shri Yo Dehi Madhumurahara Shri Venu Gopala Shri Rukmini Lola Devanayaka Shri Yo Dehi Devaki Sukumara Devaki युवती जार श्री वेणु गोपाल श्री रुक्मिणी लोल देवनायक श्रीयो देहि देहि गोकुलाम्बुधि सोमा गोविन्दनत नाम गोकुलाम्बुधि सोमा गोविन्दनत भौम श्री कुरंजित कामा श्रुत सत्य भामा कोकनद पद सोमा कोकनद पद सोमा गुरु गुहित श्यामा श्रीकर तब गोमा श्री जयंती नाम प्राकट्य रण भीम पालितार्जुन भीम पाकरि पुनुत नाम भक्तयोग क्षेम प्राकट्य रण भीम पालितार्जुन भीम पाकरि पुनुत नाम भक्तयोग क्षेम श्री वेणु गोपाल श्री रुक्मिणी लोल देवनायक श्रीयो देहि 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 I want to thank Veenavaadhini for giving this opportunity to delve into kritis. Otherwise, I wouldn't have, I don't know if I would have explored kritis like Balakrishnam Bhavayami in Gopika Vasantam and the Malava Panchamam. It was a period of discovery. So thank you. One word I want to say about Nagaraj. So his father is very well known to me. He's based out of Calicut, and his father is a very, very staunch Dikshitar Bhakta. And he regularly, without fail, Narayanan sir, that is Nagaraj's father, does Archana and Ashtotram to Dikshitar. He's got a very beautiful Dikshitar Vigraham at his residence in Kozhikode, and he sends me pictures of the Ashtotram. So it's all vibrations. So whether it happens through the mobile or through the laptop or through the, it's all ether. So and then when Jaysri told me that Nagaraj was going to play, so I thought it was definitely a divine intervention. So thank you very much, and thank you once again.
Namaskaram. I really have so many things to say. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to say that. Ellarkum pashi vandurthu theriyum. But I still have something that I really want to talk about, something very interesting. Let me just read the list. Rupavati, Gopika Vasantam, Malava Panchamam, Neelambari, Dvijavanti, Kurunji. The choice also is reflective of his Padandram. Vidwan Mohan Sir's Guru, Sri T.R. Subramaniam Sir. அவரை பற்றி பேசணுன்னா அதுக்கு ஒரு 3 நாள் வேணும். In fact, I'm sure he has gone through some extremely difficult rigor being with him. Because if I can just share something with you, maybe it's a little out of place, but I think it still gives an idea of what he was. எங்கள் வாத்தியார் ஸ்ரீ அனந்தராமன் சாரோட அவர் வந்து பெரிய very very good friend. So டெல்லியில் வந்து I had gone for my scholarship exam. அந்த டெஸ்ட் எடுக்கிறது வரலையும் அவர் வந்து நல்லா பேஷண்ட் இது பண்ணிட்டு ஜோக் பண்ணிட்டு எல்லாம் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தார். அங்கே போய் உக்காண்டோம். என்னப்பா பாடம் வாசிக்க போகிற அப்படின்னா, சரி சரி வாசித்தேன். நரவல் வாசிப்பியா? வாசிப்பேன் மாமா. எங்கே வாசி அப்படின்னா வாசித்தேன். இதே நரவில் சமத்தில் எடுத்த பார்த்தியா, முக்கால் எடுத்து வாசித்தா எப்படி இருக்கும், அது வாசித்து காமிக்க முடியுமா அப்படின்னு வாசித்தேன். சரி நீ நரவல் வாசிச்சு அது என்ன சாகித்யம் தெரியுமா உனக்கு? சாகித்யம் தெரியாமல் வாசிப்பியா இல்லை சாகித்யம் தெரிஞ்சுன்னு வாசிப்பியா? அது ஒன்று. இதே பாட்டு வந்து வேற ஒரு தாளத்தில் பாட முடியுமா? அது பண்ணால் எப்படி இருக்கும்? I was sweating, literally sweating. 5 minutes before he was all smiles and he was like, எப்படி இருக்கேப்பா, all that. The moment he was there on that, he was like a Vikramaditya's throne. The moment he sat there, he was a different man altogether. And I have seen that happen in Calcutta also when he used to be the judge. Our judge na பாதி பேர் வந்து they will cry off. ஐயோ மாமா ஜட்ஜ்னா நம்ம வேண்டாம், சரிப்பட்டு வராது. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி அவர் ஒரு ரிகர் அவர் வந்து he would bring. But he was an extremely nice gentleman, especially when me and Jaysri were in Delhi for some time. The time that we have spent with him, truly golden, absolutely golden. So that is the first thing that comes to my mind in terms of the rigor that he must have gone through, And a couple of things that Mohan sir said is also thought provoking. One is basically on the Vainika Gayaka. Okay, somehow I've also felt certain aspect about that Vainika Gayaka why he would probably use. One is அந்த கமகம்லாம் இருக்குது பார்த்தல, அந்த சில கமகம்லாம் பெஸ்ட் கம்ஸ் அவுட் ஆஃப் அ வீணா. அந்த நம்ம மியூசிக்கில் தே சே சம்திங் கால் த கேடன்ஸ். Cadence is where you slowly tail off ஸ்வரம் அப்படி முள்ளா அந்த tail off பண்ணுறது. அந்த tail off வந்து cadence is best represented in the veena. Similarly, the Dasha Gamagam or all the Gamagam that are said are normally very very well explored in a veena. Maybe, I don't know, it's just a guess from my side. He also wants to say that if you really want to be where you are in your Carnatic music or in your music, please look at veena as a support. I have taken that as a support as a Vainika Gayaka. Maybe there is a certain interpretation that I am having. Maybe it's true, it's not true, but it's just that it gives you that, especially on the Vainika Gayaka, the phrase அவர் வாசிக்கிறது இந்த பைரவியில் வந்து it's a classic phrase. So அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு இது I felt that is one probable interpretation which I could look at. Then he also mentioned about Shankatahara, where Krishna is the Shankatahara, and I was reminded of this small incident in Mahabharatam. இந்த வஸ்திரஹரணம் போது திரௌபதி கேட்குறாளாம், கிருஷ்ணா நீ வந்து வாசுதேவா நீ வந்து என்னோட சப்போஸ் டு பி மை பெஸ்ட் ஃப்ரெண்ட், யூ டிட் நாட் டூ எனிதிங் டு ஹெல்ப் மீ. Krishna says, I was just waiting outside for you to call me. You did not call me. யார் கிருஷ்ணரை கூப்பிடுறாரோ சங்கடஹரணம் அவர் வந்து டெஃபினட்டாக பண்ணுவார். எஸ், the moment she calls, he comes. கிருஷ்ணான்னு வந்துடுறார். So that Shankadahara has also that reference where he is there to protect, but you just need to surrender yourself to him. Yeah. The other thing is, Dikshitar வந்து he designs everything for himself. We don't have to do anything. Correct. நாங்கள் அப்படி பண்ணணும், நீங்கள்லாம் இப்படி பண்ணணும்ப்பா அப்படின்னு நினச்சோன்னா நம்ம பண்ண வேண்டியதான். We are only mere instrument in his hand. We don't have to have, especially நீங்கள் இவ சொன்ன மாதிரி, no ego here, because we are just play tools in his hands. How I also realized that was, inniki if you take the whole day, the entire evening, he designed this evening for himself. We started with Vidushi Bhuvaneshwari. Bandasuraroda and the story வந்து she brought in beautifully the story form. And the communication skills oda beautiful story சொன்னா. Because Dikshitar is an ace storyteller. Correct. Absolute ace storyteller. So he probably said, boss, I am a storyteller. Can you somebody talk about my storytelling? So she came in. Then came the PhD level lecture demonstration, where he says that I have got a lot of things to offer in terms of Advaita philosophy and other things. So can somebody come and talk about that? So that came in the second. The third one, in addition to all this, is his musical genius. Our musicality pathona, that is really, I mean, you can talk about it for eons. And that's what Mohan sir has brought out today. Every kriti he talked about the musicality in addition to other things. He gave that prominence to that musicality. So if you really look at it, it's such a beautiful completion. Or storytelling, or deep content, or musicality, everything gets included. And I think he himself wanted it to be done. Wow. So he got it done. இதில் வந்து இந்த ஒரே ஒரு பாயிண்ட் I just wanted to add, அந்த Sri Rajagopalam that you talked about, right? You just the Shruti ஒரு நிமிஷம் போடுங்க. உங்க Shruti it's fine. அந்த Sri Rajagopalam வந்து அவர் சொல்ற மாதிரி, அத if you really sing that song and the right way, it takes you to a different level, a different mood. Shri Raja, அந்த ராஜால வந்து அவர் அந்த நீ வந்து தாவும் கிடையாது நீயும் கிடையாது, ஒரு மாதிரியான ஒரு இடம். ஸ்ரீ ராஜ கோபாலஸ்ரீ, அந்த ஸ்ரீக்கு அந்த சாலை வந்து நிற்கிறது, இட் இஸ் வெரி மெடிடேட்டிவ். அந்த மாதிரி அண்ட் அந்த மெடிடேட்டிவ் இதுக்கப்புறம் அவர் வந்து he brings in that nishadam which is neither daividam neither nishadam, somewhere in between. ராஜ அதுக்கு வந்து அந்த if you have to sing that nishadam, you have to give it that aggression. இல்லைன்னா வராது அந்த நிஷாதம். So you have a meditative start with Shri Raja. அது ஒரு beautiful, you know, way of looking at things. So when you talked about Sri Rajagopala, it was such so apt, wonderful. So I mean, we can just go on and on about this. But in all, I think thank you so much, sir. And one word about our Nagaraj, Vidwan Nagaraj. Last time when we saw him, he was a small boy. He's still a young man only. But when we saw him in at his residence, when we had gone there to play, he was a small boy. And today he has really blossomed out into a very good mridangist. அதுவும் அந்த நீலாம்பரிக்கு வந்து அந்த கும்கியில் வாசிச்சது இஸ் சம்திங் வெரி வெரி அட்மைரபிள். அவர் வந்து பாட்டுக்கு வாசிச்சார், ரொம்ப ரொம்ப சுத்தமாக பாட்டுக்கு வாசிச்சார். And as he rightly said, Narayan sir is a great fan of Muthuswamy Dikshitar, and he would be very proud of his son today. So Mohan sir and Narayan Nagaraj sir, thank you so much for this wonderful thing. The ஒன்றரை மணி நேரம் போனதே தெரியல. In fact, we felt, why is it coming to an end? அந்த மாதிரி இருந்தது. Thank you so much, and thank you one and all for being there with us. Have a nice day. Yeah, the prasadam இருக்கு, please வாங்கிட்டு போங்க. Thank you.